Hi everyone, welcome to On Deck. My name is Ten, and I'm a third generation tarot reader, a writer, and a mentor with the Center for Creative Writing. We are currently working our way through the major arcana of the tarot and lining up the fool's journey of the major arcana with the narrative arc of our main character. This month, for the month of June, our card is the Star card. And this is a card of hope, of healing, of inspiration, of wishes granted, and being kind of balanced in both our emotions in the water and the land in a physical space, and making sure that we are, as you can see in this picture, she's pouring into the water, which represents the emotions, and she's pouring onto the land, which represents like the, physical growth of things, crops, resources, things like that. This is also the Aquarius card. So if you like to base your characters' kind of motivations and personalities and traits off of, horoscope, astrological signs, this is the card of the Aquarian. So we are going to take a look at what is happening in our narrative arc of our main character that is kind of like a moment of hope or healing, a kind of realization that they have maybe about the path that they're on or how much they've changed as a person. So this is really an internal card of kind of character development, like your character arc of growth, and, healing and understanding. So today we are going to write a scene where your main character has an interaction that leads to a moment of healing or inspiration. Generally, this will happen like when we have like the all is lost moment, if you follow the structure of the Save the Cat beat sheet. So something happens, all is lost. It feels like, we should just give up and we're never going to succeed on our journey, our quest, or, like whatever the plot of the story is. And something happens, a realization happens, a conversation with the mentor or the B character happens, that gives the main character some kind of hope or healing or inspiration to move forward. Okay, so let's do a little shuffle and see if we can get some cards for a scene here for our main character. Okay, we'll take those two. All right, so we're going to move the Star card off a little bit to the side so we can see more of our cards. We have the first two cards we have are the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And what this is showing here is that our character feels trapped, right? Mentally. The Eight of Swords is like a mental cage that you put yourself in. Okay, it is being imprisoned by your thoughts. This character could very easily get out of this cage made of swords if they just took off their blindfold and looked around. It would be very easy for them to get out of this, but they're stuck in a prison of their own thoughts, right? This isn't any external force. This isn't any like corruption of justice that has thrown them in jail. This is the main character is beating themselves up, is imprisoning themselves in this thought cycle that's just, they're stuck, okay? And the Eight of Cups is about realizing that there's still something missing emotionally, right? You're not emotionally fulfilled, even though you have all these cups, that there's still something missing, and that the character is not going to find what they're looking for here, and that they need to leave. They need to kind of give up all of these cups that they have in search of that 9th and 10th cup of ultimate, happiness and fulfillment. Okay. So with these 8 cards, there's a sense of feeling trapped and then realizing that they need to leave whatever. And, this might not be a physical like journey off by themselves. It could be just an emotional leaving. Like they've realized that whatever relationship, or sometimes it's like when you realize that you're holding this grudge, and the only person that is being hurt by this grudge is you, right? You're holding in something, you're holding in pain, or you're holding in like you don't want to forgive somebody, and you realize that the only way to heal and move on from this is you're going to have to let go of this grudge. You're going to have to let go of this emotional hurt, because it's really only hurting yourself. It's not hurting anybody else. Okay. And then we have the King of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So in terms of hope, inspiration, healing, right? We have this situation where our main character is stuck in their, thoughts, their grudges, their like old strategies, even like your swords could also be like logic and strategy. And so maybe your main character is just stuck in this, like, this is the plan, this is how we should do things, but it's not working and they can't see that, right? And then once they go through this emotional healing, they realize that they were stuck in some kind of plan or strategy that isn't going to work. We have this outside character, the King of Rods or the King of Wands, who is a very spontaneous, charismatic, unconventional type of character, and they come with some kind of offer, right? And this offer is of a material good, okay? So with this kind of situation of healing and hope, it could be that somebody else is going to facilitate this conversation. Maybe it's, like I said, this B character, this mentor who kind of comes in with their wisdom and their resources and says, look, you have to heal. This is what's holding you back, and it's yourself. It is your thoughts, it is your pain, it is your emotions, and you need to heal those things, right? And they offer your main character a place or a space, or like you can come crash on my couch. The pentacles could be a job offer, but it also is just any kind of material resource, space, land, food, knowledge, mentorship. So it's like, you've been through this thing, or you need to go through this thing to heal and process, and you can do that here, or here's, go to this place, or here's a resource that can help you heal through this. Okay? All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me every month for these readings, and I look forward to next month in July. We have the moon. So I'll talk to you then. Bye.